Merry Christmas. Man, do I got a lot of these cold stools. I've got a bunch of cold stools I got to get through. Now I got a bunch of cold steels. Man, this counterpoint. Let's do it. How about that? So these are all on loan from our channel friend and supporter, Craig. So he has an amazing, extensive collection of these cold steels, way better than mine, and he sent them all over to me. So I do got to kind of, pump them through because I need to get him his knives back. You know what I mean? But man, is he awesome to send these over to me. Look at this. So what is this? This thing, a Counterpoint 1. Let's look at the specs. I'm not a big spec guy, but it's going to tell us a lot. Got a 4-inch blade, 9-inch overall, Austin steel, Grivex handle, and it's got the triad lock. All right, man, let's get this thing out of here. Okay. Ooh, yeah, look what it, that's taking some work right there to get that out. Let's slow roll that out. Look at this spear point, right? Surely that's a spear. They're not calling that a drop point. And I'm not sure. I'm going to look at this real quick. Nah. I was going to say maybe we could sharpen that edge right there, but it's way exposed. No chance of that. But, ooh, is this thing... This thing is sprung. Sprung. We may work on that just slightly. It gets better. I'll tell you what. Let's just oil this knife a little bit and see if we can't get it to run a little better. I'm going to put a little bit here to run on that. And then I'm going to open it up and try to get a little better access. Yeah, like right here to the bearings, the washers. Yeah, right there, a couple of drops. And then let's run this knife a little bit. Oh yeah, I can feel it better already. Yep. So another thing that can be done is pressure put down on this lock bar. Lock bar, backspacer, all that. Put a little tension on that and run it a little bit. Yeah, look at it dropping pretty nice now. I love the action on these cold steels. I think what we're going to do is might do a twofer on this video. If not, we'll just make it shorter. And I think I'm just going to oil that action like that, and we'll run through this knife. Let's talk about the action on it. I just run it a couple of times, oiled it. The spring tension is a little stiff on this triad on this one, but it's not horrible. But these are tough, heavy-duty knives. This Grivex is super tough stuff. Washers, the lockup and this lock, you already know. How much they hang, like 600 pounds off of these blades and try to get these locks to fail and can't, and don't do it. These things are incredibly tough. Yeah, look at this thing. Any way you want to hold this knife, it's going to hold. Even my favorite right here, this right here, and the back is contoured to take a thumb. Wonderful. I mean, the amount of leverage and pressure being able to be created here in this motion, stunning. Yeah, very nice. Yeah, that action's pretty solid. I can definitely thumb flick it. I can slow roll it. What about a spidey flick? Oh yeah. And it's only going to get better. You know, the more you use it, the more this will wear, these two pieces wear together. They become smoother and mated better. Like right there, it's a little stiff right in that spot. I could probably try to, what's the word? Encourage it. Move it along. Yeah, really nice solid piece. Let's talk about the ergonomics. I mean, not so confident, very confident. I mean, I'm going to have to like slide up to the confident mark and then kind of hover, because there's a finger guard here, and I really feel like I'm locked in. These holes help a lot. I mean, there's a lot of grip being afforded with those holes. But I'm not going to get past that point, only because I do feel like I'm, coming forward. Now it is a dagger, so I mean, this thing's going to go forward better than most, but it's about meeting resistance and being able to maintain. And this Grivex, I mean, it's, it feels like lava rock. I mean, if I had to describe it, it's like lava rock. Very grippy stuff. Yeah, super nice. Let's try the pocket clip. I mean, I've yet to find one of these that don't run, but they can be really stiff sometimes. I mean, that one runs really well on the thick stuff, and it's going to be a dryer clip on these thick pants. It's got about 1 inch sticking out of there, and it's clear that I've got a serious piece of hardware in my pocket at that point. Yeah, wonderful dryer tension. This is standard size jean material here, and I think it's going to be just as good in there. It's a dryer clip. I mean, that's going to come out. If I tumbled in a dryer or rolled down a big hill, got in a scuffle, when I landed, if I reach for my knife, it's going to be right where I left it, which for me would be in this back right pocket on the outside. If I reached back with my right hand, I would find this knife right where I left it. Yep. Very nice. Which is what I want in a pocket knife. I want it to be where I left it, no matter what I'm doing. Within reason. You know what I mean? Like, every now and then I have somebody say, come on, man, there's, yeah, within reason. I mean, there's always the exception, right? Or there can be an exception. How about that? What about safety? I mean, obviously there's no blade contact through the back of these knives because of the design of them, but how about the tip? Yeah, the tip is recessed, and they've lipped this part of the scales up just enough, raise you up over the tip on that knife so there's no contact. So the clip is exceptional, the tip's good, and I'm confident that I can handle this knife any way I want without touching sharp parts, as long as the knife is closed. What about through that hole right there? Yeah, there's no way to get the blade there. Pretty cool. Is it sharp? Let me get a piece of paper. Come on, man. Come on, man. Should have had that ready. It's like not being prepared. I gotta find me some phone books, man. I'm running out of paper. And I love this paper to check the sharpness of a knife. It's pretty consistent on whether the knife is sharp or not. Yeah. Yeah, so wonderfully sharp, out of the box. Cold Steel does a great job. So the Cold Steel Counterpoint says Counterpoint 1. I think there may be some larger ones of these. We'll see. But the Counterpoint one, Austin steel, made in Taiwan. Yep, wonderful knife. Appreciate y'all watching. Price and availability. Okay, well, little surprise. We're going to add another Counterpoint, the XL, to this video. How about that? This one, the best price I'm finding on it is like 59 bucks on Amazon for the 4-inch blade for this Counterpoint. Yeah. Wait till I tell you what I found on this one price. But I'm going to move this one up to the corner. And, man, let's get in this one. So this is a 6-inch blade, a Counterpoint XL. Look at this thing. Wow. Come on, man. Oh, my goodness. This happens with cold steel knives sometimes, man. They are over the top. Look at this thing. Oh, my goodness. Oh, man. Wow. Wow, wow, wow. Same Austin steel. And basically, I mean, same blade. Except it got into the growth machine. It's taking steroids, man. This thing. Look at this. Oh, my goodness. You notice I'm using 2 hands to close it because, I mean, I don't know if I can function that without, I mean, I'd have to keep my finger up here. And I think if I do that, I just don't know if I can function this knife and keep my finger there. Let me see if I can flick that. Oh, yeah. I mean, listen, if reach is important in, like, let's say, you know, the self-defense game, I mean, how much of a reach advantage do I have about, you know, trying to fend off? That thing's insane. And I will say, peeking in a box, this isn't even the most insane one that Craig sent over. Yeah, this thing's stunning, man. It's cool. I don't think I can Spidey flick it. It's just too big. Let's try. Oh, there it is. Done. Wow. Look at this. I mean, I don't think I graded the action on this knife. I mean, only because the tension is such, I'm going to say that it's like a B. Because, I mean, it's moving well on these washers. I oiled it a little bit, and it is functioning well, but it needs just the slightest little bit less tension on that spring. It wouldn't be much, just a little bit to make this run easier. Because, yeah, I mean, you can see it on my thumb, man. It's forcing me to really dig in to get that thing to go. This one appears more reasonable. Oh my goodness. I say that, but no, it took the same amount of tension. I think it's just longer back here, so I've got more leverage. Yeah, it's definitely longer. So I'm farther back. So, you know, that leverage, that point is better. I say that, but now that I'm looking at it, it may be the same. Let's look from the pin. Yeah, from the pin, it's longer, it's farther back. So I do have a little more leverage with it. Wow. I mean, so the action on this one, I'm going to say it's pretty good. I'm going to oil this one like I did the other. There's a couple of drops of oil in there. Not going to disassemble it. Which Craig's cool with that. I mean, I'm kind of being lazy, I guess. I mean, I don't think he wants me messing up his knives, but he did say, you know, he knows what I do here. Wow, look at this thing. I'm going to give this action I mean, I can't put it in the A range only because it's kind of awkward. It does run really well though, but I'm gonna give it a B plus. I mean, it's pretty solid. I am not letting that come towards my fingers. I'm gonna let it hit the deck. Let's talk ergonomics. Yeah, could I hold this back here? It's not very comfortable, and I'll tell you why. It's because the Grivex is not knocked down in there, and I'm feeling that. It's like kind of sharp in there. Same here. This one has it too, but because of the size, it's not as pronounced. Yeah. Ooh, careful. I wouldn't want that landing on my foot or anything, right? I mean, so yeah, you can go back here and definitely, I don't know why you would want to be back here, but you could be. I mean, it's got steel liners in there inside that Grivex. I mean, this thing, come on, man. Should have same pocket clip. I would expect the same results, but come on. I'll check it real quick. Losing my bearings. Here we go. Yeah. And I mean, it would fit in my pocket, that big thing. Could you imagine pulling that out and then going, now that's a knife. Crikey. Yeah, look at, man, that thing's good grip here. Definitely, solid grip. I mean, not so confident, very confident. I mean, I'm going to call it the same as that one. It's up to the confident line. I'm definitely locked in here. All these holes and everything I feel like I have a good purchase. Nice ramp for the thumb. I just can't go past it because I sort of feel like if I met resistance, I could come up and over. But yeah, I wonder, safety is going to be the same, but let's check that tip anyways, just to be sure. Yeah, same thing. These scales rise up high enough here that it pushes you up over the tip of the blade. So the clip's good, tip's good, and there's no contacting anywhere. So as long as the knife's closed, it's safe to fondle. Safe to put your hands all over it. Were they able to get this Al's 10 blade as sharp as the other one? I need to start farther back. That's a lot of paper to cut. Yeah, wonderfully sharp. I mean, coldsteel does a good job of getting their knives out sharp. I mean, it's a fundamental thing. I've said it before. I mean, shouldn't take too many meetings with the chief executive officer to say, hey, so no matter what with their knives, which I think, coldsteel has a few of these items, but no matter what with their knives, they go out of here sharp or they don't go out. Like we're a knife company, we have to be shipping sharp knives. I think they also say they have to be tough. They have to maintain lockup. They should have good ergonomics. The pocket clip has to work. It's amazing how many knives I run through that it's clear that objective wasn't on a particular knife. Because otherwise the knife wouldn't have made production. Wouldn't have went out. Yeah, this thing, stunning. So let me tell you the price on this thing. So I found this one for $59. This one, are you ready for this? This one, this big Counterpoint XL, Aus 10 steel. I mean, exactly like you see right here. If you go over to Midway USA, $34.99. It's on sale right now for $34.99. Now, I'm not sure what you'd use this for, but if this big dude appeals to you in any way, golly, you better pop over there and get it, man. $34.99. You're not going to find it cheaper than that, I don't think, ever. Even used, kind of beat up, I think you're going to end up paying a little more than that for this knife. What a deep sale on this piece right here. Maybe because it's so big, it's so narrowly utilized or something, but man, they are closing it out at $34.99. What a find. All right, y'all. Hey, I appreciate you watching. I've got the Counterpoint. It looks like the Counterpoint 1 and then the Counterpoint XL, both in ounce 10. It's got the Grivery scales, steel liners, good ergonomics, excellent pocket clip, and on washers with the triad lock. And both of them, the action runs really well. I'd grade this one a B. This one definitely a B plus. Maybe leaning towards an A. It's just I took a little bit because of the the size of it. It's kind of awkward, but I appreciate you watching.